I'm Lisa Bloom. I'm here with Darren Finebloom of Florida, renowned criminal defense attorney. It's great to have a chance to talk to you.
Great to talk to you as well, Lisa.
Tell me a little bit about your practice, Darren.
Well, we started in an office probably the size of this, and we had about $3,000 between us. I was a public defender, and David was a state attorney, and we used to go against each other every day. And we decided it was about time that we actually made some money because the loans were too much to take at that point. So we decided to go on our own, and no looking back since then.
And you joined forces, and tell me a little bit about the practice now. What kinds of cases do you handle?
We handle anything from a traffic ticket all the way up to a felony robbery case. We represent people from all over the West Coast in Florida, whether it's drug crimes, robbery, we do it all. Obviously, I don't handle any of the tickets. I handle most of the felony cases in the office.
And what is it about doing criminal defense work that really appeals to you?
I guess ever since I was little, I was always the underdog. And I feel like when you go into the courtroom, they have all the cards. And the only way to deal with the other side that has all the cards is be creative and to not let them see where you're coming from. And many times prosecutors can be lazy, and they think they have their case, and they're not seeing what's coming from the other side. And that's where we have our best chance.
And you do drunk driving cases?
We absolutely do. I would say we represent more people in DUI charges than anybody on the west coast of Florida. In Sarasota County alone, we've kept out the breath test for the past 2 years. Sarasota and Manatee counties, they cannot get the breath test into evidence. And that's due to a lot of the work done by our firm and others in our community.
So without the breath test, how do they prove their case?
Well, it's difficult. Sometimes they have videos. They have a DUI task force where they try and prove impairment. You can prove it two ways, whether you're over a .08 or your normal faculties are impaired. And that's the ability to walk, talk, judge distances, and drive a car.
So if I get pulled over, I'm a motorist, I'm driving, I get pulled over for a DUI, what would you advise me to do at that point?
I would advise you that you're not doing any tests until your lawyer's there. And the officer will tell you at that point that I need to make a decision based on what I've seen. Well, he hasn't really seen anything at that point. Maybe an odor of alcohol, maybe a problem driving. That's insufficient to prove a case. And I think it's a great, great defense for you to say, hey, I want a lawyer here. I don't trust these tests. Do you have a video? I want to know all these things before I give up my rights.
Can that get the cop angry and make them want to arrest me?
Well, hopefully it doesn't, but it can on occasion, absolutely. But if they're going to be angry on the road, then they're going to be angry on the stand, and that's better for us.
So as long as I, the citizen, handle it with a little bit of diplomacy and tact, though, I'm probably in better shape ultimately if I get to trial, if I get charged, right?
I think you have a great defense. If you say, hey, I'd like to have my lawyer here while I'm doing these tests, I think that's a great defense because the prosecutor's going to argue you refused because you were guilty. No, I wasn't. I would have done those tests, but you didn't even give a chance for me to talk to my lawyer or have my lawyer present while I'm doing those.
Do people really call their lawyer and have the lawyer comes out to the side of the road while they're doing sobriety tests?
I've had cases where they've called me in the midst of being stopped, and I can hear the officer, put that phone down, put that phone down. And you can obviously introduce those phone records at a trial. And there's many ways that you can try and attack the state's case.
So this is a highly technical area of the law, I know. Are you up on all of the latest science and technology?
Absolutely. We've had hearings in our county upwards of 10 hours long on the Intoxilizer 8000.
Wow.
They have failed to turn over how that device works. And our judges have a lot of courage. And they said, look, if you're not going to show the defense attorneys how this machine works, you're not getting into evidence unless you bring an expert here who's going to tell how that person is impaired.
Darren Finebloom, it's great talking to you.
Great talking to you as well, Lisa. Thank you very much.
Take care.